The eyes of the political world are fixed on Minnesota tonight.
I'm telling you, if we have an honest election, we're going to blow it out in Minnesota.
Former President Donald Trump making it clear he believes Minnesota could turn red this November. That would be the first time in 50 years. WCCO's Caroline Cummings was inside the rally at Herb Brooks National Hockey Center in St. Cloud, where thousands were packed in to see Trump and his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance. Caroline, Trump definitely on offense against now his new political opponent, the presumptive Democratic nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris. What'd you think?
That's right, Jonah. So President Biden's exit from this race has completely shaken up the political dynamics of this campaign. Now the former president zeroing in on Vice President Kamala Harris, criticizing not only her record in the Biden administration, but as a prosecutor in San Francisco and the Attorney General of California.
So now we have a new candidate to defeat the most incompetent, unpopular, and far-left vice president in American history, probably the most far-left person in American history. Less than 4 months from now, Minnesota is going to defeat Kamala Harris.
The former president spoke for about an hour and a half to 8,000 people inside the arena, but even more who watched the speech from outside. It was the first time he came to Minnesota since locking up that GOP nomination and announcing his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance. The backdrop, of course, is that the state hasn't voted for a Republican for president in more than 50 years, a reliably blue state. But he's trying to appeal to voters here and change that course, and his supporters believe he can.
It's not really even about Trump. It's about America. And you know what? I have friends on the other side of the aisle. That's fine. God bless. But I'm here today because I do support what he's doing. I want him to be the president of the United States once again.
Now, Trump criticized the Biden administration's policies on immigration at the border and inflation that spiked while President Biden was in the White House. And those are two issues that voters I spoke with today say are top of mind. But Trump's campaign is expanding its footprint here, and CBS News reports that's because the former president believes that he has an opportunity to flip the state red. President Biden won here comfortably in 2022, but in 2016, the margins were much closer. But in a few months, it'll be voters who get to decide. Jonah.
Yeah, thanks so much, Caroline. Has been since 1972. Richard Nixon, the last time Minnesota went red, and President will be back. Thanks. Many Trump supporters did everything they could to make sure they got a spot inside the arena. Some were in line and ready nearly 10 hours before the start of the rally, eager to see the 45th president in person.
I was looking for one within the 5-state area. And then my wife called and said, hey, they're having one in town. I said, you're kidding me.
We've been looking forward for him to come back to Minnesota, and we're so grateful. He cares about Minnesota and that he's investing in Minnesota. It means a lot.
Democrats today also holding a rally, this time in St. Paul, feeling the energy and the urgency with that new presumptive nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris. Minnesota support could be key, especially with Governor Tim Walz now reportedly on a top list of Harris's vice presidential candidates. Our Jason Rantala has the story.
Governor Tim Walz, Senator Amy Klobuchar, and other notable politicians are rallying their base in St. Paul ahead of the Trump campaign's visit to St. Cloud.
Are you fired up? Yeah. Are you ready to go?
Yeah. There you go.
The DFL kicking off canvassing efforts, looking to grab hold of a reinvigorated campaign behind presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris.
Nobody in this room needs to be convinced that the stakes of this election are extremely high.
The state's leading Democrats spending the rally drawing differences between Harris, a former California prosecutor they say stood up against fraud, from former President Trump, who was convicted of felony campaign crimes.
We won't let any sexist or racist rhetoric that is coming from weirdos. And yep, y'all, they are weird.
Saturday's rally with no shortage of jabs at Trump's central Minnesota visit.
He's here today in the state of hockey to complete his trifecta. He lost in 16, he lost in 20, he loses in 24.
Are we surprised that people are talking about him for Vice President of the United States?
Amidst this canvass kickoff comes a Bloomberg report that Governor Walz is now a top 3 candidate for vice president. Walz responding, saying he's honored to be in the conversation.
She will make her choice on what's best for the country, and that's where we're at.
In St. Paul, Jason Rantala, WCCO News.